after 3 rounds of the Jetcross Pro Tour, which has taken our riders to both sides of the Atlantic, from Daytona Beach to Estavia in Switzerland and on to Vichy in France for round 3.
And he drops off! And that's Morgan Porret taking a bath. It's game on out front. Now can Porret hit back? They fight shoulder to shoulder. It is Jeremy Porret who leads. Oh, but Porret's in trouble. And it is victory for Valentin Dardillat.
For round 4, we stayed in France and moved to the fabulous jet ski facility of Sofun Village, just an hour southeast of Paris. This is where Valentin Dardillat could potentially take the championship. Valentin, you're currently leading the championship. How do you feel?
I feel very good, and I have no lot of pressure because I will do the same like other race, so it's okay. The track is very fast, so I have not a good ski for this track, but I will do my best, and there are good pilots here, so it will be a good weekend.
So Quentin and Jeremy are here again. Are you feeling a bit of pressure being up against them again?
Yeah, of course, but good rider, so it's good to do a big battle for the next of the season, because it's the same guys for World Final and the Thailand, so it's good for me to have this pilot this weekend.
Have you made any changes to your ski since the last round?
I came with my other ski, my hard ski, so it's more physical, so it's good for training for the next of the season, but I don't know, it's a good try, so now I will see this afternoon.
Quentin, you qualified second. How do you find the conditions out there today?
The conditions are really different from last time in Vichy. Here it's a more quiet lake, it's a little bit flat. It still has some waves when you're riding, and all especially in the alternate course, we have a lot of waves. For me, I prefer waves. Like in Vichy, I was maybe a bit faster than the rest, because that's just my thing. Here it's a bit less my thing. Also, I have my new machine here. It's the first time on my ski, so I'm still getting used to it. And yeah, we did a good time in qualifiers, so yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Jeremy, you sustained an injury at the last round. How is it feeling this weekend?
Yeah, my ankle is not perfect for this weekend, but I'm okay, and I will see on the water. For the qualification, it was okay, but I will see. I don't know if I don't at 100% for sure, but I think it's okay.
So we're racing on a lake this weekend, which is the first time in the series. How do you find the conditions here? Do you prefer it?
Yeah, I love the lake because it's always a different condition, and here the track is very small, so it's difficult for all people, and I think we will make a lot of battle on the water for sure.
You qualified first. Do you think you have what it takes to win this weekend?
Yeah, I win qualification, but it's only qualification, so the race is different, a lot of good pilots, and I think Valentin or Quentin and my brothers want to win this weekend, so they promise a battle for sure.
Morgan, difficult weekend for you in Vichy, and you've brought a different machine with you this weekend. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's an old ski of my brother, Jeremy.
he win more title with this ski, so I think it is good, but it's difficult for me to change just before the race. But it's funny, I would be.
How much training have you done on this ski before this weekend?
I had just training, I think 20 minutes. So I'm training during the race.
So, all up for grabs. Let's take a look at the course with Quentin Bosch.
Okay, so here we're coming in a little bit technical section of the course. Behind the finish line, we have a little bit zigzag. For me, this is the place where you can come closer to the pilots before the straight line. Because you will see after the straight line, we only have 3-4 corners until the double split. And in this particular track, it's really speed matters, and it's a fast track, so you have to become close to the pilots, like now on the straight. You have to be sure to not lose a lot of momentum going into this corner. And if you're close to the pilot in front of you, you can make the difference in the double splits. If you're too far, you have no chance of passing anybody. So I now choose for the blue split. As for me, it has the less waves, because obviously the inside splits has my waves and the one from the straight. These are the last couple corners. I see that my ski is a little bit twitchy in the turns, but yeah, it's a new ski and I'm just sitting in it now. And here is the finish line.
3 races this weekend and 180 points up for grabs. When we come back, it'll be time for Moto 1. Welcome back to Sofun Village here in France for round 4 of the Jetcross Pro Tour. The riders are getting ready to start, so over to race commentator Dave Moore.
The sun is shining in France. We're all set to go Jetcross racing at the Sofun Village. This is where the action takes place, and after the long blast off the start, it's then a furious pace in an anti-clockwise direction with a choice of 2 runs, both the same distance in length, which is followed almost immediately by the log jump, which they will start taking from lap 2. This will be an energy zapper from the start all the way to the checkered flag. The lake at Sofun is about to be ripped apart over the next 20 minutes. We're not too far away from the opening moto. Everyone looks to be in position. They await the signal to launch. They are poised and ready to go. The revs stay high as they wait to be unleashed. And there they go. So they're off, and it's a beautiful noise as they tear across the surface. It's flat-out maximum speed from the start, and a drag race to see who has the whole shot. Lebiez being left behind as they pile into the first turn. He's perhaps struggling with the wave he's just been hit by. There in the 2 runs, who will emerge first? We're looking at Jeremy Porret, who could well be leading. This is with championship leader Valentin Dardillat, who has a handsome lead at the top of the standings. Here they come, and it won't be Porret who leads. He slots into 2nd place on the leaderboard. The number 1 position is in the hands of Johan Tollemer. He's the teammate of Dardillat, and he is off to the perfect start. Trouble for Quentin Bosch. He should be on the course challenging for the lead, but he's instead trying to figure out what the problem is with his ski. This is on board with Quentin Bosch. He was ready and waiting to go at the start, but once he's up and running, there is a power issue. He decides to turn back and try to fix it, so a problem for one of the favourites. This is what he would have been expecting as we hitch a ride with Dardillat. Like a rocket, he flies out onto the water and almost comes together with Porret as they jostle for position. There was nothing between them. Race leaders in vision, and it's still Johan Tollemer with a lead he will be more than happy with at this stage, but a long way to go. Jeremy Perret in second will be happy just to keep him in his sights for now. He won't want to see him opening that gap, though. Riding with Jonathan Lebiez, looking to make up places. And he appears to have made his way up another position. 64 is Anthony Torelli. That's who we ride with. There are his two targets up ahead. That is Tollemer and Perret. So Torelli currently holding third position, but trying his utmost to close the gap on the front two. It's still not running smoothly for Bosch. He had problems in the opening moto in the previous round, and it's happened to him again. Tollemer still setting the pace up front. So far, so good, but can he keep this up? He's yet to win a moto this season. This is something of a surprise to see him lead. Dardillat has victories to his name, having won motos at each venue the Tour has visited so far. He knows he just has to score big today in his quest for the title. He doesn't need wins, but what he doesn't need is no scores. It's safety first for Dardillat. 3 moto victories in Florida gave Dardillat maximum points going into Switzerland, where he also won the opener. But it wasn't enough to take the overall spoils for the weekend. He also won the opener at the last round in Vichy, but the other 2 races were won by Quinten Bosch on his first appearance in this year's Tour. Riding with Morgan Perret, one of the 3 Perret brothers in this series, along with Jeremy and Mikhail. He enjoyed some good moments last time out at Vichy. Dardillat perhaps conserving energy, playing a wise game and not pushing hard to begin with, and therefore risking tiredness toward the end, which of course makes you vulnerable to making mistakes. So they come to the split, a choice of lane. Theoretically, there is no advantage in terms of one being better than the other, but it does offer a chance of clean water for anyone in pursuit, especially if you're right on the tail of your rival. It looks like Tollemer will still be in front. Indeed, he is. But Perret may have closed the gap to the race leader. Only slightly, maybe, but it does look closer. Here they go over the log jump, which they take, but then they have this tight left-hand turn. And it's these sections where time can be lost or gained. Fast in, fast out is the right way to do it. On board with Torelli. Since he turned professional 5 years ago, he's enjoyed some success around the world, especially in Europe and North Africa. He recently turned 28 years of age. This is 64, Anthony Torelli, with his nose perhaps a little higher than he'd like over the log jump. Here they come again, and still it's 98, Johan Tollemer with his strongest performance of the season so far out in front, and showing Perret the way around the Sofun course. Perret refuses to let go of the race leader. The gap between them remains constant, and if Tollemer is feeling the pressure, then he will also perhaps begin to feel a little more tired as well than maybe he really is. They split lanes, and this could be a crucial moment in this race. Tollemer to the right, Perret to the left. Exit speed is also crucial as they come out of this section. It looks as if Perret may take this. Here they come, and he has. So Perret just ahead of Tollemer as they hit the log. He had much more momentum than his rival, who looks to have slowed now that he's been passed. He's dropped right off the pace, and an indication of how much he put in from the start. So new race leader in the form of Jeremy Perret. Here's the moment again when Tollemer lost the lead. He does not have the same speed as Perret and loses out as a result. This is the view from Morgan Perret. He has Christophe Calmel just ahead of him as they come to the log jump. They both opt for the right-hand side of the obstacle. Jeremy Perret failed to take a win last time out at Vichy, although he did come close and may have taken one had he not been injured in the opening moto. Dardillat still going strong, pacing himself, keeping his speed high, but saving his stamina at the same time. Perret also looks to have settled into a nice rhythm, which is keeping him comfortably at the head of the field. We're taking a ride with Anthony Torelli. He has early race leader Tolomé up ahead of him, so he has a target to aim for. He's taken the same line as his rival, so he's happy to follow in his wake. They're approaching the log jump, which they should both negotiate without any trouble, which they do. Tolomé unable to match his earlier pace and looks to be dropping back to Torelli, so there could be a change of position imminent. Not too far back behind those two is the series leader, Dardillat. He appears to be content just to follow his rivals around for the moment. Tolomé not quite fading just yet after his early exertions. Mind you, Torelli is not giving him a moment's peace. He's hanging in there and waiting to pounce should the opportunity arise. That gap is being maintained. Approaching the log jump with Morgan Perret, and perhaps there's a little dunk for him. He certainly looks to have lost momentum as a result. If Tolomé can keep this up, then it looks like being his best result of the tour so far. It will certainly be a boost to his overall points tally. You can only speculate as to how far or how hard Dardillat is pushing. He certainly doesn't seem to be taking any risks, which is understandable considering what's at stake in the overall scheme of things. His record of taking a win at each round of the series may end here, but if he does indeed claim the crown, then he won't be too concerned about that. Torelli holds third, but he is in a position where he wants to take second from Tolomé, but at the same time not make a mistake and allow Dardillat to slip past. While they squabble away for second place, this man continues to power his way closer to the checkered flag. It's been a fairly faultless performance so far from Jeremy Perret, and since taking the lead at the halfway point in this race, he hasn't looked back. Meanwhile, there are still plenty of battles further back for the rest of the field. This is the point of the race where energy levels are seriously low for some more than others. Adrenaline will be playing its part in fighting the pain. This is a real workout for the body. 20 minutes of racing at high speed is a tough ask. This is the man who really has been the star of the show in this one. Perret is looking every inch a race winner. The fourth place finish for Dardillat will represent a good handful of points in his quest for the title. It would be even better, of course, if he took third or second. Not long to go in this moto, and at this late stage, second place still very much in the balance. It's still Tolomé from Torelli and Dardillat, but it's close between all three. Jeremy Perret has to negotiate the log jump just one more time, and then he will see the checkered flag. He has a huge lead and can afford to ease off, which he does. The arm is raised, not just his, but the bearer of the checkered flag as well. It's a win at last for Jeremy Perret. He began the day fifth in the championship standings, 23 points behind Torelli, but that gap will close. They have still to finish this race, of course. We're on board with Dardillat, who could take third from Tirelli as they go through the split. That is Tollemer up ahead, who should finish in second, but third is up for grabs. So best result of the campaign for Tollemer. Tirelli has indeed been relegated to fourth, so he will miss out on a podium finish right at the last. And it is Dardillat who takes third, while his teammate Tollemer is very, very happy with second. So this is how it ends, with B&O in sixth behind Michael Perret, with Tirelli in fourth, and Dardillat grabbing an extra 5 points right at the death behind Tollemer and Perret. So that completes the first moto. There are 2 more tomorrow.
I made my race, and I'm very, very good on the ski. I feel so good. So I want to put maximum advantage, and I take the lead for, I think, after 2 laps. And after I made my race, and no look the other racer, and it's okay for me.
Jeremy Perret stole the win in race 1, but Valentin Dardillat still leads the championship. Can he do it again in race 2? Join us after the break. Welcome back to the finale of the P1 Jetcross Pro Tour here in Sofun Village, France. In the last episode, we touched upon how fast these skis go. Let's take another look at these powerful machines. So we know the racers have the skill and determination to compete at a professional level, but what are they powered by? Most of our riders are running carbon fibre, lightweight aftermarket hulls, with the popular choice of engines being Yamaha and Kawasaki. Let's take a closer look at one of these. Jeremy Perret rides a bullet hull with a Kawasaki 2-stroke engine. 2-stroke engines are generally quicker out of the gate, but the 4-strokes have the advantage of higher top speeds. Between our world-class jet ski racers and their choice of powerful machines, we have a great lineup for you at the P1 Jetcross Pro Tour this weekend.
We're not too far away from the second bout of action at Sofun. Conditions appear to be calmer than yesterday. And this is the championship picture as things stand, and Dardillat with a massive points lead, but second place is still very much up for grabs. There's the signal, we're almost set to go. They await the 5-second board to be displayed. Jeremy Perret was the man to beat yesterday, but Quentin Bosch is hoping for better fortune this time around. The board is up, the countdown is on, there they go. Race 2 is live. 20 minutes of energy-sapping actions underway. They're full throttle all the way to the first turn, where they split. And once they are through here, then we'll have a better picture of how this is shaping up. It's Jeremy Perret who has the whole shot. He leads, and he opts for the green run. Keep an eye on 77 Michael Perret, his brother, who looked as if he was fourth into the split, but was the first rider to go right and run the blue section, and that's worked for him. He moves into second, so it's Perret 1 and 2. Jeremy leading from Michael. Let's ride then with the race leader. He took a win yesterday, his third of the tour. And while the title is out of his grasp, he's still very much in contention to take second place in the overall standings. He began the weekend 5th overall, but if he keeps this up and takes another victory, then it will surely propel him closer to the runner-up spot. Great to see Quentin Bosch on the water after his earlier woes. A double race winner at the previous round in Vichy, and certainly worth keeping an eye on in this race. Let's check out the start again from the perspective of Jo and Tollemer. He took the whole shot in race 1, But despite a seemingly good getaway, he squeezed out in his efforts to reach the turn in first place. It's tight as he eventually loses out to Mikhail Poré. Now, this is the man who started the weekend second in the overall standings, but he had something of a nightmare in race one when he could only manage an 11th place finish. He had a 49-point advantage over Tolomé, which was reduced somewhat, so he's looking to fight back in this one. All the while, Jeremy Poré continues to push hard and is extending his lead out front over his brother Mikhail. They've both opted for the blue run, and this time they will be taking the log jump. It has to be said at present, it is all about these two, as they are some distance ahead of the third place man. It's not just speed, it's stamina as well. Riders will tire, mistakes will happen. It's the nature of this series. That will happen as the race goes along. Riding with the race leader as he takes the log jump. We go on board with Anthony Torelli. Just missed out on third place yesterday when he was pipped right at the death by Dardillat, the championship leader. Jeremy Poré through the blue lane again. Also heading for the blue run is Johan Tolomé. Poré out of the split and now heading for the log jump. Oh, perhaps a bit more air than he would have wanted. There is the man who can claim the P1 Jetcross crown today. He took a third place finish yesterday. He's won at every round of the series so far except this one, but he has his eyes on a much bigger prize this time. And he's clearly riding for points instead of risking everything by going for race victories. While Dardillat is odds on to take the championship crown, there is still the matter of who will end the season as runner-up, assuming that Dardillat does indeed lift the title. Jeremy Poré could end the season second overall, especially if he keeps this up. He continues to lead. We ride with the race leader, who's still pushing just as hard now as he has done throughout this race. 88, Quinton Bosch. He took 2 wins at Vichy, having had problems with his ski on day one. He's had more issues here, but so far so good for him in this one. He missed the opening 2 rounds at Daytona in the USA and the follower in Switzerland, making his first appearance of the Tour last time out at Vichy, where he retired with mechanical problems in the opening moto before going on to win in motos 2 and 3. Will he be able to add to that tally this weekend? After yesterday's woes, he looks as if he now has the speed again. Bosch is a former Jetcross world champion. He had some fantastic tussles with Jeremy Poré in Vichy, but he may have to wait until the third and final moto of the weekend to do so again. That is, unless he comes up with something very, very special here at So Fun, or Poré makes a mistake and drops back down the order. Riding with Johan Tolomé, another of the riders looking to end the year as runner-up to champion-elect Dardillat. I suggested earlier that it would take a mistake from this man for things to change, but so far this weekend it's been a fairly faultless display from Jeremy Poré. He is the reigning Jetcross champion. He was forced to miss the opening round in Daytona, but scored 2 race wins in Switzerland. He was unable to pick up a win at Vichy, but he has 1 to his name so far at So Fun. And it has to be said, there doesn't appear to be anyone to touch him in this. And he would appear to be racing to win number 2 for the round and number 4 for the season. His conditions are certainly calmer than they were yesterday. The wind has dropped off. There's still a stiff breeze, but nothing like 24 hours ago. And in total contrast to the surf of Daytona Beach in the opening round. The P1 Jetcross Tour has taken in all manner of locations, be it open beach, fast-flowing rivers or enclosed lakes such as this one they're competing on today. The conditions have been varied, to say the least. 98 is Johan Tollemer, not quite on the pace he displayed yesterday, but still looking strong, and with another race in mind, of course. Rider in the water, but he's okay. That is Mikhail Traclet. Over the log jump goes Quinten Bosch, and it looked as if he cleaned that one. No contact made with the obstacle, certainly not apparent contact anyway. Dardillat still going strong and seemingly on course for another top 3 finish. He's edging nearer and nearer to the P1 Jetcross Championship title. That is Quinten Bosch coming into the picture and getting out of shape as he kicks and drags in the water, eases off the throttle, gets back under control and on with the power again. Let's watch once more as he pushes the nose down too far into the water and suddenly finds himself bucking about on the lake, but is soon back up to speed. So Jeremy Porret on course for his 2nd win of the weekend. He has the log jump to negotiate one last time in this race. In truth, there's been no one to touch him this time. Yesterday he trailed Tollemer for the first half of the race until he passed him. Then he never looked back. This time he set the pace from the word go, and he is a worthy race winner. He's made something that is very tough to do look very, very easy indeed. Dardillat will finish in 3rd, and that could be enough for him to claim the championship title. We will have to wait and see. Morgan Porret rounds off the top 6 behind Tollemer, who's 5th this time, with Bosch 4th, while the best result of the season for Mikhail Porret behind his brother Jeremy.
Yeah, another win for me this weekend in 2nd race. I'm happy, but not really happy because I made a good race, but not very good same as first one. So I want to make more for the last in this afternoon.
So Stephen, it's between you and Jeremy for 2nd and 3rd place. It's all coming down to this. How do you feel?
Effectively, I am 2nd in the championship. Jeremy is 3rd. It will be difficult, but I would be very happy to finish 3rd.
Jeremy Porret secures his 2nd win of the weekend. Join us after the break for the final race of the season. Welcome back. Valentin Dardillat is about to compete in his final race of the Tour before being crowned our 2017 P1 Jetcross champion. Over to our race commentator, Dave Moore.
The sun is breaking through the clouds at So Fun, and the pressure is certainly off Valentin Dardillat. Now that he's claimed the Jetcross Championship title, Quinten Bosch will be disappointed if he leaves here not having won a race. This is it then, for the final time this season. The last race of the Jetcross Tour is about to get underway. There it is. They scream across the lake in the sunshine, and it looks like Dardillat and Jeremy Porret shoulder to shoulder as they make the turn. Porret has the whole shot as they power into the split. What a start. We ride with Dardillat, who has yet to win, of course, this weekend. There would be no better way to crown his championship win by doing so in style with a race victory. Porret may no longer be champion, but he is out to prove he's just as good as he was, if not better, than when he won the title 12 months ago. just as he did in Moto 1. Tolomere is off to a good start, far better than Moto 2. But he knows it will be a big ask to reel in and pass Poiret, given the form the race leader has displayed all weekend. Here we go again, as we ride with Poiret. Dardillat just to his right and seemingly just ahead, but Poiret keeps his speed and is able to reach the left-hand turn ahead of his rival. Now this is from the perspective of Quinten Bosch, who is further to the right. Not the best of getaways from him. He has to slow for the turn. And he almost washes out. Also shows the importance of grabbing the whole shot in jet cross. More trouble for Bosch as he hits the water again and requires assistance. After all the promise of Vichy, this weekend has been one to forget for him. It has to be said, the marshals respond very quickly, and they are alongside him in seconds. Jeremy Poiret continues to lead, and it's a lead that looks to be growing. Tolomere in second, can't quite match his pace. Nice ride then with the race leader as he approaches the split. It's another masterclass from him so far, and I'm running out of superlatives to describe his weekend. He's through the blue zone this time. Clearly he's settled into a rhythm this early in the race. Just picking his spots, knowing when to turn, keep the ski flowing but at speed. Gaps opening up amongst the front runners. It looks like a little bit of space going back to fourth, but of course they can close right back up as riders tire and mistakes happen. Oh, and there's one. But he keeps his hand on the throttle and is able to continue. He's lost a few seconds and a little bit of momentum, but the gap back to fourth has closed up somewhat. An all too familiar sight for Quinten Bosch as his season ends prematurely. Johan Tolomere took a second place finish in Moto 1 and he's hoping to at least repeat that feat in Moto 3. He is still in second, but he's a long, long way behind Poiret. There is Poiret in the blue run once more. 4 wins to his name this season, 2 of which have come this weekend. So he's seeking the hat-trick. Plus, if he does win this, then he will have 5 for the season, which will be the same as Dardillat, the man who took the crown from him this year. It's game on for second place once more, with Tolomere dropping back slightly. He hits the log jump. Oh, and another mistake on landing, and it's happened again. Here it is in slow motion, and just lands with the nose too deep. Loyadis is no longer wearing goggles, so maybe a vision issue was to blame for his mishaps. He still holds third place. He's not lost time. Had he not lost time, I should say, he may well be second right now. He's another rider who would have been expecting better results this weekend. An 11th and a 7th in the previous 2 races. Jeremy Poiret still making it look simpler and easier than it actually is. Johan Tolomere continues to occupy second place on the leaderboard. While Poiret is out front, Tolomere continues to lead this train of riders around the course. We're riding with the new champion, Dardillat, as he approaches the log jump. Loyadis still in third and still goggleless, at least across his face. He's closing in on Tolomere once more. Maybe this time he can make a move on his rival. Anthony Torelli in fourth, providing the pictures. This is a better showing from him this time than we saw in the previous moto earlier today. And of course, he just missed out on the third place finish yesterday. Loyadis continues to hunt down and track Tolomea. He takes his ski to the edge of the lake to try and keep out of his rival's wash. Back with Dardillat as he too takes it to the edge. And Poré slows. Does he have an issue with his ski? He's on his way again, but a moment for the race leader. Tolomea is still second and holding off the challenge of those just behind him. If Poré does indeed have a problem, then Johan Tolomea could find himself as the new race leader. Back with Poré. And something's not right. He's coming to a stop, and that could be that for Poré. It's not looking good, and he could be a retirement from this race. So here is Johan Tolomea, the new race leader. He led Moto 1 until he was passed by Poré. Can he hold on to top spot in Moto 3? Assistance has already arrived with Poré, and that is most certainly that, as far as he is concerned. What a shame. That also promotes Dardillat up a position. Perhaps he can push on for the victory and end his championship-winning year in style. The knowledge that Poré is out may have just given Tolomea a little lift in terms of stamina. Our first race win of the year is now on the cards for him, and after losing out in Moto 1, this is a great opportunity to take the checkered flag. So the leaderboard does indeed appear a little bit strange without the name of Poré at the top, or indeed among the front runners. So Jeremy Poré's year ends with him being towed back to shore. Will the split make the difference this time? Tolomea has chosen the blue option with Loyadis in the green, and certainly riding stronger without his goggles. Here they come, and it's going to be tight. We may just see a change of leader again for the third time in this race. And we do! Loyadis uses his momentum to push ahead of Tolomea, so they swap places, and there's a battle also going on for third involving Torelli. It's a dramatic end to the season. There is the number 64 of Anthony Torelli. This is the moment Tolomea loses top spot. And having led briefly, he is now back to second. So it looks increasingly like we will have another name added to the list of race winners this season. Will it be Stephen Loyadis, the man currently in the #1 spot on the leaderboard? Torelli in third, or is he? As he tries to take second from Tolomea. Here they come. And indeed he does. So Tolomea perhaps tiring, while Torelli now has the race leader in his sights, and perhaps still close enough to make a fight of it. This is the moment Tolomea found himself relegated to third, and exactly the same spot that he lost the lead of the race. There's not long to go, but he appears to be finding it tough right now. Here they come, through the split again with Loyadis in the blue run and Torelli on green, which worked for him in passing Tolomea. It looks as if they will stay as they are on the leaderboard, but has the gap between them closed? This is the last lap, and it is as you were. Loyadis certainly still in the #1 position, and barring any dramas, he will add his name to the roll of honour of race winners in P1 Jetcross this season. It's been a remarkable race for him, considering he had his moments at the log jump. But he sees the checkered flag, and it's victoire for Stephen Loyadis at So Fun. We've had 3 different leaders throughout the race. The unfortunate Jeremy Poré, who retired while holding a handsome lead. Johan Tolomea, briefly, who inherited it after Poré's demise. And Stephen Loyadis, who led when it mattered at the checkered flag. So this is how the last P1 Jetcross race of the season ends. And apart from the new champion Dardillat, there can be no one happier right now than Loyadis. After finishing race 1 in second and 5th in Sunday's first outing, 3rd in Moto3 was enough to secure a weekend victory for Johan Tollenaer. I am very happy to win this weekend. I thought winning a spot on the podium was the best thing I could do, and so to win was fabulous. I have 3rd in the championship. I am really super happy. We've won the team championship, which we could never have foreseen in our first year, and next year we'll be back with more presence and strength to win. This is how the season will read in the record books, and a thrilling campaign concludes with Dardillat, the overall champion.
I'm feeling very, very good. It's amazing for me and for my team. We work a lot, and it's very good for me, for everybody to work for me. So we are so happy, and it's a work of a long time. So it's good.
So Valentin Dardillat is our 2017 champion. What a fantastic season we've had from all of us at the P1 Jetcross Pro Tour. See you next year.